we have one definition which says that anything which makes us able to handle our life properly, our own self properly, and हमारे well-being को in a normal state रखें, हमारी body को हमारे दिमाग को in a normal state रखें, उसको हम कहते हैं mental health. A good mental. That's our basic definition. Why does this support matter? Why is it important? हमें क्यों दिमाग का support, surrounding का support, life अच्छी, mental stability हमें चाहिए कि बगैर काम चल रहा है ना, we process ourselves, we live the life, वो तो हम बता रहे achieve okay, because 80% of people who are diagnosed are still living life. They're okay. And the 20% who are still undiagnosed, they're still living life. Because all they have survived कर रहे हैं. They were living through everything until unless we die. But वो जिंदगी आपकी productive होगी. You should make something out of that life. Other than that, why particularly mental health matters? Catching a stupid person does not know he's stupid to people around him. So इसी तरह a person who is smart does not know he's smart, but the people around them are facing it. For example, if in any case you have depression, you might be living in, surviving, feeling immense without what's happening here. But people around you keep you happy. They want you satisfied. They want to talk to you. They want you to be responsible with the responsibilities that are put upon you. So people around you could have a problem, not just you. People around you could have a problem. Your relationship, your friends, people who are related to you in any way. इसके अलावा, why does your mental health matter? Right. So you need to be optimistic. I think when mental health is talked about, the idea behind this कि at least manage हो जाए और हम positive बताएं थोड़ा सा about life approaches हमारे लिए. So when we talk about mental health, अगर फॉर एग्जाम्पल मुझे हल्की सी परेशानी होगी खाना खाने के तक नहीं करती, राइट, यू नो फील द एपेटाइट, कल को एग्जाम है, भूख नहीं लगती, कुछ नहीं खाना, वाटर इंटेक बहुत होगा, बहुत सारी चीजें हमारी स्लीप अफेक्ट, हमारा ओवरऑल एक डे का रूटीन अफेक्ट होता है, एवरीथिंग दैट यू आर रिलेटेड विद अराउंड यू इज अफेक्टेड. प्रॉपर्ली आप अपना कमरा भी कीप नहीं करते होंगे, प्रॉब्लम शावर नहीं कर रहे होंगे, because you are not mentally at peace. And when you need to do all of these things, either way, it's a procrastinate होने वाली है, your mental health के साथ आपकी physical health deteriorate होगी, they're both interlinked. If at any point आपको physical injury होती है कोई, तभी आप mentally stressed होते हैं. इसी तरह जब आप mentally stressed होते हैं, physically क्या damage हो रहे हैं. People who are in areas where there are no facilities also are surviving. But by the end of the day, is your life good or bad? What is the quality of your life? That matters. And that's exactly why we work around for our mental health. It's a luxury for a lot of people, but why do we afford that particular luxury? Because we want a better life, a better life standard. जिसके लिए हम इतना कमाते हैं, materialistic stuff के लिए. It's somehow we put the test on our mind because we want to have a better quality of life for others, not just external, right? So, do we really know the fact? Do we really know how is what is happening around us? How many people are going into depression? What is the rate of anxiety around us? Has anyone here ever been diagnosed with any mental health? I think we should all once in a while sit with it. जिस तरह हमें dentist पास भी जाते हैं दांत की care करने के लिए, I think once in a while people are just making sure that you're healthy. It's just a visit to make sure that you work. Because you work around people's health, you work around for physical health, you work with them, but do we really go and check on mental health? No. You don't care, it's with stress, but like, chala jaye. It keeps procrastinating and starts advancing off. It expands, and जब आप actually इसको पकड़ने की कोशिश करते हैं, वो हाथ से जाता है. So that's exactly why awareness is very important. You need to know. If you're falling into sadness and the sadness is prolonging into depression, you need to know. You need to be aware of your own body and your, right? You need to know कि इतना ज़्यादा जो disapproval आ रहा है society के अंदर for going to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, वो क्यों है? Because at any point, we ourselves do not accept. We all believe हम बहुत healthy लोग हैं. हम मेकअप करके बाहर निकलेंगे, सेट हो जाएंगे. गाड़ी लॉन्ग ड्राइव पे रात को 2 बजे जाएगी, सेट हो जाएंगे. हाई म्यूजिक पे फ्रेंड्स के साथ निकलेंगे, 2-4 कुत्ते मारेंगे, लाइफ सेट हो जाएगी. Unproductive ways or unproductive. Let's say just doing this simple activity because this came up and I want to do it. Make a favorite project, make a priority. What's prior in your life? Materialistic हो सकता है, इंसान हो सकता है, कोई भी हो सकता है, चीजें भी हो सकती है. What are your priorities? Mention at least 5 of them. और क्योंकि 3 लोगों ने बताया है कि वो उनकी प्रायोरिटी सिर्फ वो है, तो आगे प्लीज अपनी ना कर. Do what feels right to you. Because I'm not taking this test, this is yours. Anybody who's having trouble writing down the priority, people online can do these activities or whatever I'm instructing. I think people online can also do that. And maybe they might have very recorded. प्रायोरिटी लिस्ट में सबसे ऊपर सेल्फ, आई थिंक 3 लोगों का आया था. ओके, व्हाट आर अदर प्रायोरिटीज? फैमिली एंड फ्रेंड्स, लॉ वर्क एंड बिजनेस, आर्ट, मेंटल पीस, मतलब अपना at some point you want to be parents. Okay. What's the key priority list में सबसे टॉप पे कौन? Kids, career. Anybody else? Your cat attack this week. You might be asking how old are you? Cat is the practice. Okay. अच्छा, जितनी चीजें आप लोगों ने मेंशन की वो सब आपसे रिलेटेड, राइट? So these are all expectations. So for people around you, or what are your expectations from yourself? आपने बार अपने लिए क्या खरीदा? पूरा शॉपिंग किया, ऑनलाइन, पर्सनली जाके आपकी बार क्या गुड फूड. ओके, दैट्स व्हाट फॉर योरसेल्फ. कि मैं दोस्तों ने कहा चलो मिलना है तो चलो, you go it alone. I'm glad that is good. I can't. Anybody else? आपकी बार अपने लिए क्या खाना खाया था अकेले, अपनी पसंद का या अपनी पसंद का कोई ड्रेस बाय किया था क्या? You like go let's wear it. कैसे कहती है? Somebody else entertaining you. Let this stop. Somebody is entertaining because you are not entertaining yourself. So probably people here don't love themselves. You don't love yourself. अब जैसे प्यार के पास लिव अपने का अपने आप पे प्यार नहीं करते. Exactly. Priority में आप क्यों नहीं? सबसे top. Have you seen kids? Younger kids, छोटे बच्चे देखें, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता आपको. They love themselves. मैं मानती हूँ कि जिम्मेदारी बिल्कुल नहीं होती, छोटे छोटे काम करते थी, बड़ी जिम्मेदारियां. But the more responsibilities you have, the more you start avoiding yourself. Why? Because you feel that now you have to opt up to these responsibilities. ये expectation fulfill होनी है चाहे आपको कुछ मिल रहा हो या ना मिल रहा हो. Which is the wrong. The right move is I will take care of myself and for other people. जहाज पे उठते हुए पहले अपने आप को बचाना है ना, फिर बात पर उसी को बचाना है ना. अगर मैं ही ठीक नहीं होगा तो बाकी कैसे ठीक होगा? And that thing, you're not superwoman for your own self. You're being a superwoman for everyone else. Where are you for your own self? You're not there. अपने लिए सोचने के लिए घंटा निकालना पाए तो लगेगा क्या यार घंटा क्यों निकालना पड़ा. काम पेंडिंग ऐसा फील हो रहा था क्या आने से पहले? कितने काम पेंडिंग अभी भी है, टिंग 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 टिक कर रहे हैं, राइट? द बैक ऑफ द माइंड चल जाए, तो ईमेल करनी है, सब उठाना है, ये करना है, सब राइट? एवरीबॉडी हैज समथिंग कमिंग इन फोन के अंदर. किसी के लिए कुछ ना कुछ करना है, अपने लिए क्या करना है? नथिंग वुड पर्टिकुलरली कम इनटू माइंड. ऐसा ही, राइट? Then how do you expect peace when you're living for other people's expectations? The peace you wanted was for yourself, but you're living for other people. How do you expect the peace? You don't take peace from other people, right? जो के पीस के केक के पीस में जोड़ने वाले और बोलेंगे ये आपका सपूत का केक है, खाए नहीं करने पर. How do you expect that? You expect peace from yourself when you look after yourself. उसको अपनी बिल्ली की फिक्र है, बिल्ली को भी उसकी फिक्र होगी. जब आप फैल जाएगा बिल्ली आएगी उसके पास, राइट? उसको सब कंफर्ट होता. बट थिंक ऑफ इट कि 15 साल के बच्चे को पता है, हमें भी पता. And still we expect कि हमारी मेंटल हेल्थ how who's working on it, कौन काम कर रहा है, नहीं. जब कोई काम नहीं कर रहा तो फिर कैसे, right? But let's just, it's a thought process. We've been doing a lot of thought processes, and when we look at activities, I think these thought processes would come down on paper. So I wouldn't typically read all of these mental health symptoms. I would rather ask you, you have a paper in front of yourself. इनमें से जो आपको सूट करते हैं, write them down. And if you need an explanation, let me. ये मत बोलना सारे, उसमें hallucinations आते हैं. You have different, बहुत है. ये limited है, बहुत है. लेकिन नहीं mentioning the okay, बाकी नाम चल रहे हैं. Did you say that? Okay, we have people saying things up on like on except all need a lot of, and this is basically for the last 2 weeks, persistent for the last 2 weeks also. Maybe you can just mention some and then you can also mention कि कितना life duration क्या है. ये कभी-कभी होता है last 2 weeks में हुआ है consistently. Most things where that's basically the part here. Have you written down कुछ निकला important you'd like to share? So if I say more than one या 2 चीजें नहीं है आपके साथ, right? More than 1 or 2 हो गई. Top 3 है being sad and depressed, anger issues, double thoughts. If you have around 5 of them, you have a problem. And if they're going on for 2 weeks, फिर आपको please अपना diagnosis करा रहा है. Why? Because I'm not saying that maybe the problem हो. I'm saying you should work on something when it just generates. Initially, अगर हम अपने आप को self care करना शुरू कर देंगे, then it's not gonna go into an advance. So, an assessment, getting an assessment, psychological assessment is sort of a thing like getting a blood test time from time to time to get to know if your HP is fine, your blood pressure is going well, you put some cycle chal raha hai. So, getting an assessment means that you're healthy. If you're not healthy, then there's something which is going on, you should be working on. Right? These are triggers. कि आपके दिमाग में consistently क्यों आ रहा है? Basically because it needs help, and you're not helping it. Right? So if any of these symptoms are coming in persistent for a longer period, there are बहुत limited symptoms आए होते हैं. बहुत majorly limited upfront symptoms हैं. There's a lot behind it. If any of these comes up, then you might either be having depressive symptom or anxiety symptom or something which might come up later. तो इसको दिखाने का मतलब सिर्फ ये था, इस पिक्चर को, इस इमेज को और सिम्पटम्स को आइडेंटिफाई करने का मतलब सिर्फ ये था that if there is something which you feel is serious, I think you should be working and you should be identifying कि उसका exact meaning क्या है. Why are we facing that? What is the good cause? खुद से मैनेज कर सकते हैं, पहले पर if you need help, take that help. Serious का मतलब सिर्फ कि एक trigger आए mind में कि you need help. So why do we have mental health issues? Any idea? क्यों होते हैं mental health issues? Environment, okay. Background जो आपका चल रहा है, it's childhood traumas, relationship issues, right? So things that you mentioned mostly were social. Just genetic also. तभी आपके parents को depression था, एक उनके भी पेरेंट्स को डिप्रेशन था, आपको होगा. अगर आपकी सिचुएशन हल्की सी भी ट्रिगरिंग हुई, यू माइट गो थ्रू डिप्रेशन और एंजाइटी एंड इवन शिज़ोफ्रेनिया, मेजर डिसऑर्डर, यू कैन गो थ्रू. अगर आपका एनवायरनमेंट अलाउ करता है आपको ट्रिगर्स जनरेट करना, यू विल. ये जेनेटिक ही किसी की फैमिली में पास्ट हिस्ट्री के अंदर कभी हुआ कुछ, योर मदर इन लॉ है. OCD is also transferable living with the person because they prominently show such behaviors in a classroom setting. मेरे घर पे कोई बंदा 24 घंटे कमरे में बंद रहेगा, कहीं ना कहीं आता है यार, what now? This is called looking after the people, shared symptom होता है, shared symptoms होते हैं. When we look after people who are sick, you do develop those sad symptoms because they transmit that particular energy to you. ये होता है. That's why we say जब भी किसी एक इंसान की थेरेपी होती है, उसकी किताबी होती है और होना चाहिए. Somebody raised their hand. Yes. Oh, schizophrenia. So schizophrenia particularly has very prominent side related. इसलिए हम बोलते हैं किसी को hallucinations नहीं. Hallucinations, delusions. Hallucinations when you are seeing something that other people are not seeing. Delusions that you believe on something which is not there. For example, it was a very famous issue. Not recently. मैंने देखा था कि अक्षय कुमार की पीछे एक लड़की पहुंची उसके बच्चे के पास की that was her delusion. And was a very famous thing when you get those fights. One case celebrities are out there fights or something. So these are kind of the delusions, which is the thing about. Also, you do not have a loss of emotion. Numbness बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाती है. And when you are thinking, you think a lot. If fluency of speech, and jumping from one word to another word to another, and there's no continuity that exists. You totally lost reality concept. That's when schizophrenia is there. Any particular diagnosis, if it goes worsened up, it ends in psychosis. It is अगर depression बहुत worse हो जाए, उसको treatment के लिए can still go to a major breakdown, which can end. That one. But then he had psychiatric. I remember, okay, suicidal thoughts, he continuously wanted to die because he got good words. And schizophrenia, you do not really want to die. Basically, you're already dead. You are feeling dead. You know, that I am no longer the person you were expecting me. I'm lost. I'm in a fantasy that you can't reach. Well, that is hallucination. That is it. People in reality, they have their own person. So baat kar rahe hain and person purpose. Drug addicts, जब ये drugs करने लग जाए तो उनका contact it divert होता है from reality to something else upwards. But drugs भी आपको reality से ही कर. Why do we people take sleeping pills or drink alcohol and what? तो reason आपको reality से दूर कर देगी. वो लोग बात है कि आप ऐसे और चीज गलत करते हैं वो रियलिटी से आपको कर चुके. So one thing that we were talking about was social surroundings, so friends, family, everything. दूसरा हमारा हो गया genetic. तीसरा है what the psychological scientific is there but you don't see it. Thought, low self-esteem, anything which is not helping you in life to move forward in life. For example, any childhood trauma like this. For example, any family relationship, it has made another torture than the outlook against. So that particular full stop that you have in life, because of anything, low self-esteem, low confidence, that can lead to a disorder, major in the long term. Now, when we were talking about how my symptoms क्या है, we were also talking about exactly इसको illness कब कहते हैं. Illness is the highest level. When you are healthy, you can manage. You might have a little anxiety, कभी-कभी डर लगता होगा. Manage both. It comes and goes. It just goes away if you're managing it really well. But if you're reacting, if your body reacts, for example, किसी को यहाँ पे कोई नौबत से डर लगता है, तो वो react तो करते हैं पर manage मुझे पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट पर मैक्स एंड अगेन किसी लिफ्ट पर डर लगता रुक जाएगी, तभी रुकी है. Anything else? Right? Darkness, height हो गया है, which is manageable. तो फिर probably you react, but still not. So you're probably on the second. किसका कौन बचा? नहीं पता था डॉक्टर से तो साइलेंट जी पेडेस्ट्रियंस साइड पे सका है You're like, नीचे से गुजरना. I want to kill it. Yes, yes. Anything. Alpha सा भी reaction. Face the expression भी came to the reaction. Public. Okay. Anybody else? बाकी सब healthy है. मसला नहीं. मतलब बाकी भी जब illness पर बात लेती नहीं जाते ना. सब healthy है. Reaction ही नहीं आ रहा है. आगे क्या करेंगे? That is reaction. वो टेम्पररी जो 5-10-15 सेकंड का होते हैं, मिनट का भी इफेक्ट आपके अंदर छोड़ के जाता है. इट कम्स इन रिएक्शन बिकॉज यू रिएक्टिंग टू इट, यू फीलिंग इंटरनल. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल किसी चीज को आप बिल्कुल भूल चुके हो या पास, और कोई मेंशन करे या आपको वो चीज जाती है, उसके लिए कुछ भी ट्रिगर आपको मिले, यू रिएक्ट विद दैट, इट इज स्टिल देयर, इट इज एक्टिव एंड यू नॉट वर्क ऑन. We're managing it, avoidance for achieving, but not that. That is, yeah. So there's something still problematic. Maybe not that problematic that it could be called illness or disorder. It's still there. So ये चीजें दिमाग में रखनी होती है when you were talking about your own mental health. We need to know कि हम किन चीजों को react करें. We need to manage, work on it. बहुत छोटी-छोटी लगती है. Right when they're in the market, पीछे वाले corner पे unconscious बैठी हुई है, but they come back when they have to come back. Then we would come to injured. Injured is जब आपको emotionally आप कितना रुक जाते हैं उस चीज की वजह से, आप functionally आप रुक जाते हैं कि आप कुछ कर नहीं पाते ऐसा. What significant change आता है. For example, if you were to have phobia from heights, maybe, and आप किसी height पे जा नहीं पा रहे, the third या fourth floor पर नहीं जा पा रहे, that's called being injured. That means at any point, you are affected in a major way, which is stopping you from going to a higher level than ability. That is more than a reaction, but less than disorder. It's still problematic. Mild है, problematic. उसके बाद आता है, we call it an illness. It's called an illness जब आपकी लाइफ रुक जाती है. मैं लिफ्ट में नहीं जा सकती, अगर गई सांस रुक जाता. I faint, my heart it would stop, I would go really fast, मुझे सांस चढ़ने लग जाएगा, कुछ strong reaction होगा, और मुझे कुछ भी हो सकता. I might even die. इतना strong reaction कि आप लिफ्ट में नहीं जा सकते, इतना strong reaction कि आप फर्स्ट फ्लोर नहीं जा सकते, इतना strong reaction कि दरवाजा बंद हो ही नहीं सकता, इतना strong reaction कि हल्का सा भी अंधेरा देखिए आप हम कांपने लग जाए. That is called illness. When it's uncontrollable, and it's not affected in such a strong way कि आप रुक जाते, वहीं full stop लग जाता है. That's called exposure. मैं तो एक example इसलिए दे रही हूँ because वो ज़रा easy to understand. There's also other examples that I can give. Why? Because ये generally हम normal routine में चल रही. It's called phobia diagnosis. This is called phobia. If I was to diagnose a person with all of these symptoms and I would call it disorder, it would be called phobia because that person life stops when they have to look at it. अगर इसको सिर्फ रिएक्शन होता है, लिफ्ट पे गए, थोड़ा सांस रुका, fine, you're okay, you're managed. Airport, you're managed. अगर लिफ्ट पे गए and you still have a heavy breathing, heart rate निकलते रहता है, बहुत तेज हो जाए, you're injured. But if you can't step in, that's like full stop. आप बहुत सारी चीजों से full stop हो जाए. That is called a disorder. So we need to understand the difference between just reacting, managing it, and by the end ending it first. They have to start managing. But horror movies they've done was the mind of he is in the reacting. Injured would be no काम ना करना. It might be fine if or उसको डरना लगता. If it keeps increasing the intensity, then it would fall into illness. Can I take it out of the up? So I think you see in the background, surrounding it, now staying in hotel. कुछ होता है, आपका कहने बात हो सकता है. It's a behavior, it's particularly a behavior right now, because it does not have any evidence. Kuch hua nahi aasta, there's nothing particularly happening, there's something standing at the back, you'll be coming back. So I think this is a behavior which might be quick. If it's more like, कि मुझे कुछ दिखता है या ठीक हो रहा है कि वहाँ पे हो जाएगा, then I would definitely. When you're talking about where the phobias, जो major काम होता है exposure. कितना ज़्यादा एक्सपोज होगा उसकी उतना ज़्यादा उसकी वो माइंड. desensitization. कितना ज़्यादा वो मेरी आपको कोई इंटरेक्टिव जितना ज़्यादा उसको फैसिलिटेट किया जाएगा मेरे मैं तुम्हारे साथ जा रही हूँ उतना वो चीज़ उसकी बनेगी. So when you want to reduce an anxiety or a focus situation and if you feel it's the thoughts में develop नहीं होती उससे behavior में. If it was the thought, then it's injury. If just in the behavior, it's still in the action phase. Because it's just the with the other behavior. That behavior can't. You can start, going, telling him that nothing would happen. Go and see what anything happen. No, then he would come back. It was only gradually when you change that thought, which would reduce. And I'm not sure what happened, particularly what incident gets with us into that. Because the really if the father was doing it, the child would think it. There might be something instant that happened. Maybe they're not talking to the kids. Can't stop the kids. I can't go. But I think maybe there is something which is important somehow, which I think needs to be going under technically generated. So I would like say, hey, for the safety for that, maybe there's something else behind the scenario which we not know yet. Might be something that yes. वो जब बदलने जाते हैं exactly. वो जो हम अजीब अजीब करते करके बच्चे को डराते हैं वो सब रहता है वो कॉर्पोरेट स्टाफ लड़की बचपन में कुछ इसमें सिवा किसी से डराया गया है बताया डराया गया है या बैठ गया दैट इज एक्सपोज बट ऑल्सो द फैक्ट के अगर आपको अचानक से धक्का दे दिया जाए वो फिर डिवेलप होता है फॉलो What I'm saying is stage by stage to cut out. You need to slowly gradually do the exposure. We'll come to that when we're doing steps. So आपको list बना रहे हो कि I talk about exposure and backpack. इसलिए बात इतनी details techniques पर जा रही है. We will go to techniques. There are lots of things like that. If it's coming again and again, it's stopping your life anyway, then it's an injured. It's not a react for you or for the kids, and you are reacting. And then because you're scared of it right now. That's being a parent, I'm not looking it up. That's actually regret. That's what I could not stop it. It was not affecting you like any other way. You might be sitting and just thinking about it, but stop thinking of it. It's not stopping you from coming or going anywhere. Where you would have been there 24/7, may ask me that would have been a joke. I can't move. It would affect your physical functioning. That was for it. Reactions देखिए अगर आपके तो reaction करी हो क्या मैं अगर किसी फैमिली पे रिएक्ट करना मेरी सॉरी You need to have them. Some might be more than the other. That's why we think because not everything is in our control and we need to react. Happy also react. The good reaction, it's a reaction. So when you're under reaction, you need to have something. As long as everything in the negative is managed, well, it's fine. As long as it stops your life from moving on, then it's dangerous. It's stopping. That's it. But because immediate reaction. But the आगे जाना नहीं है. हाथ बैठ जाना या इससे ज़्यादा कहीं जाना वो फिर injured down. Because you're positive. And you're paying it on that. For what? Yeah, that is called a adjustment disorder. Because you cannot, it's an adjustment disorder because you cannot adjust with the new life. You're unable to deal with it. Then only gradually go आगे बढ़ता है. And it might end up अगर आपको assistance नहीं दोगे, it might end up with So that is injury because you are affecting your life such an extreme level कि वो आपको भी कर सकते हैं. Reaction would be याद आई गाना सुना रोना आया फ्रेंड्स को बुलाया लॉन्ग ड्राइव पे गए भी रहना that is really really hard because you're managing it feels like it's अगर आप सेम करके हैंडल नहीं हो then it's called it's because you're going out everybody that they बिल्कुल check the rate that they want and there's a thing that is but you are and you are either for example I'm smoking too much or maybe falling into any geographies, then that's because it's stopping you from moving on. If you can't move on and think, तो वो अच्छे के लिए ऑप्टिमिस्टिक और इसके बाद then that was that. उसका फेवरेट सॉन्ग सुन के वो याद आए होना चाहिए. What was the relationship point of view of the thought happen? So these are things, examples particularly, which might relate to you. So thought was an example, and lots of you might not even talking about every phase of life right now. Yes. The other thing is, if you feel the things are not very normally probably, but still manageable, I would say. I'm talking about negative reaction. More negative than normal. For example, किसी ने मुझे क्रिटिसाइज किया, मुझे इतना बुरा लग गया कि मैं घर जाके बहुत बुरा. That is reacting. अगर बुरा लगा, fine, fine. ना तो लगना चाहिए, ना तो इसलिए तभी आपने फील नहीं कर सकते कब, राइट? तो बहुत रिएक्शन, बहुत सारा रिएक्शन फर्क. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इनको गुस्सा आता है और चीज इनकार करके पूरे मोहल्ले को सुना रहे होती है, दैट इज रिएक्टिंग. बच्चे का गुस्सा कंट्रोल नहीं हो रहा, look into the problem. What is happening? Look into that. That is the problem, right? Can we move on? You still want to things about yourself? We will be doing things. I have got which I get. Now let's come to emotions. We talked about thought, we talked about disorders, we got to know the extent of what exactly makes them, how disorders are connected. Then we come to what emotional is. एहसासात समझ में आते हैं. Emotions are your feelings. So, emotional well-being is when your emotions are positive, you're happy, you're optimistic, and emotional well-being would be that you're internally happy, satisfied, content. Anything which disturbs you, anything, or goes in a very extreme reaction, for example, बहुत ज़्यादा गुस्सा करना, is a bad emotional reaction to situation. For example, crying too much, like too much for hours and hours is a bad emotional reaction. For example, extreme level पर जाके respond करना हो is a bad emotional reaction. That means you are not emotionally fine. And we see that in stages. Generally, हमें normally भी लाइफ में दिखता होता है. If you're in a lot of stress, कोई आके आपसे हल्की सी भी हेल्प मांगे, आप ऐसे रिएक्ट करते हैं जैसे उसने आपकी जायदाद मांग और आपने बड़ी मेहनत की. So you react in that बहुत strong side emotion आपके. That is when you're emotionally, you're not healthy. You're not feeling good about yourself. And we will come to what emotions we need to work on, and we just now specifically work on what emotional well-being is. Because primarily आज का जो session that was on well-being. So the discussion हमारी सारी it was kind of a ground, and now we'll be working onward on yourself. So the priority which was not you is now in you. So अपने बारे में सोचना पड़ेगा, है ना? Like मुझे तो आप याद we have activities. Let's just see, evaluate. So when we talk about emotional health and emotional regulation, we need to know कौन सा emotion feel हो रहा है, उसको healthy way में निकाल. Like I said, overreaction is not a good thing. That means आपकी emotional regulation नहीं. जैसे हमारा blood का pressure ठीक नहीं है at any point, इस तरह आपकी emotional regulation. So when we talk about emotional health and emotional regulation, the point is, I'm emotionally healthy and also reacting in a good way. If you're not, then you have a problem right there. I've explained what emotions are, explained what emotional regulation is. Why do you think मेरे emotions ठीक होने जरूरत Why do we need to be healthy? आपका mind blur हो जाता है at times. Listen to it, I have things. We will come to that. And anybody else? Why is it important? आपको लगता है ignore करना is also an emotional reaction because you're not emotionally reacting at all. We come to what emotion are and emotional strategy. So you identify the right emotion. This is an emotion. You find the right emotion. We will talk about activity and so I think we will identify the right emotion for you. Numbness also affecting the weak emotion. Like feeling aura, that's a problem. Or you're not responding to the I agree. Is if you see about disorders, particular cities, particular areas, they're very different after disorders are different. There are lots of things that are accepted in our society. There are lots of things outside this not accepted. So acceptance to be factored out there when you talk about stigma अपने पहले बात के बाद. Why? Because of society does not accept a lot of why society में उस particular problem की acceptance है ही नहीं. And कुछ societies होती है जिनमें वो चीज accepted है पर वो जो हमारी तरह के पास normal है. So we have different societies and yes, she's right. Emotional reactions or emotional capacities be different society में different होती है. अलग-अलग countries में भी गुस्सा करने का और happy होने के भी तरीके बहुत अलग. So I think when we're talking about emotional regulation, we're talking about our present society. That's the only place we're talking about, right? Because then it would be very difficult to get it all the society, like caste systems, anything like that. जो इस तरह रियाद करते हैं, क्यों रियाद करते हैं, सबकी अलग-अलग definition हो. So what my question is, when coming back to how to be regulate our emotions, is exactly हमें जरूरत क्यों है right now in whatever place we are, in whatever situation we are. Why do we need to have the right emotion regulation? Why do we need to know our emotions really well? And why do we need to understand others' emotions? And why do we need to be more positive? क्या फर्क पड़ेगा अगर मैं नेगेटिव हूँ हर टाइम पे और मैं चिड़ी हूँ हर टाइम? क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? तो बात नहीं करेंगे, फिर कुछ रिलेशन खराब होता है और क्योंकि सब इग्नोर कर रहे हैं तो ग्रेजुअली आपके रिलेशन कट ऑफ हो रहे हैं, आप अकेले होते हैं, राइट? कम्युनिकेशन गैप आ रहा है, मैं समझा नहीं पा रही अपने को, एक्सप्रेशन बड़ा खराब हो गया मेरा. एंड हेल्थ इश्यूज, यस हेल्थ इश्यूज भी होते हैं. अगर if I have an emotion piling up in me, I would not be focusing on anything else, maybe not even eating food properly. Agree. So emotion regulation does affect your physical health also. Ending out. तो ये है इमोशंस की बहुत छोटी सी लिस्ट, अनलिमिटेड इमोशन, बहुत छोटी सी लिस्ट. इन्हें सभी हमारे काम हमने एक एक्टिविटी जिसके लिए आपके पास पेपर है. The activity is just for right now, and I would want you to continue this in future. Make an emotional diary for right now, being this moment, leaving everything aside, whatever you have on plate right now, your box, laptop, whatever. Just mention and answer to these 4 questions, which are: how do I usually feel? ये मैं last 2 weeks की बात कर. Don't go beyond. If you want to go beyond, mention a duration in front of it, because हम इस पे आएंगे वापस. Mention a duration. And this paper stays with you. तो अगर आपको कोई प्राइवेसी चाहिए तो आप उस टेबल पर जाकर आप दो कुर्सी को टिल्ट कर ले. You can mention a duration. That will be a better part. आप अपनी mention कर लें duration. अगर ये longer talk है तो we will talk about that. अगर ये shorter talk है we will talk. Not maybe. I mean, you're still talking, so why not make it more specific? I'll come to that. So the first one is, मैं usually क्या feel? जरूरी नहीं है कि मैं अभी वो feel कर रही हूँ, but मेजरली मेरी लाइफ में वो फीलिंग बहुत डोमिनेट है, मुझे मोस्टली वो फीलिंग की. द सेकेंड वन इज, मुझे इस तरह की फीलिंग कितना फ्रीक्वेंटली होती है. अगर मुझे वो पर्टिकुलर फीलिंग डिस्टर्बिंग है वो बहुत फ्रीक्वेंटली होती है, मेंशन दैट. इसके अलावा कोई फीलिंग बहुत फ्रीक्वेंटली फील होती है, मेंशन दैट. फ्रीक्वेंसी इज बहुत ज्यादा, एंड ऑल्सो मेंशन द फ्रीक्वेंसी इन टर्म्स ऑफ इट. मे बी वंस इन अ वीक, मे बी ट्वाइस इन अ डे. Mention. The third one is, जो इमोशंस आपने ऊपर मेंशन किए सारे, उनमें से कितने नेगेटिव इमोशंस? Identify negative emotions. If they're positive emotions, आप इतने तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा ना कि आप एक उसमें लिखते होंगे. पॉजिटिव इमोशंस तो हम नहीं लिखते होते हैं, सही है? होता है ऐसा. मैं लिखती हूँ कि यार लास्ट वीक से इतना ही एक्सेप्ट चाहिए, जिंदगी इतनी अच्छी चल रही है, इतनी अच्छी चल रही है कि लिखनी किसी है. फिर तो हर पेपर पेंसिल नहीं चाहिए ना कुछ. You would be writing it down because there is a problem that. ऐसा ही है ना? कोई लिखता है इसको तक मैं बहुत कुछ क्लास दो. अरे लिख लिस्ट ऑफ इमोशंस, लेट्स आइडेंटिफाई कि कितने पॉजिटिव और कितने नेगेटिव. ठीक है, ये लॉन्गर टर्म्स है, ये अभी का नहीं. This is a longer term. I'm not talking about right now क्या आप feel करते हैं. Because मैं आपको भी बहुत अच्छा महसूस करता हूँ. अपने बारे में सोचते ना अच्छा लगता है. वैसे ज़्यादा सोचता नहीं मैं आपके बारे में आप लोग नहीं कहेंगे. Then we come to replacement of maladaptive emotions. This is an activity we'll be doing in discussion. So if you know what maladaptive emotions is, well and good. If you don't know it, we'll be doing this. Maladaptive का मतलब होता है वो emotions जो आपको injurious phase में feel होते हैं. इतने strong problems हैं वो कि वो आप पे काम रोक. That is called maladaptive. तो फिर वो दुख चाहिए मुझे. दे दो please. इतना बनाते हैं दुख वाला इनको कुछ नहीं करने की चाहिए. सामान होगी. Okay. नहीं it's fine. Perfectly fine. Mostly इसके ज़्यादातर good emotions है in the middle and then you keep going on further into the negative emotions. But इसके अलावा भी कोई emotion feel हो तो you can write it down. Negative emotion is इसकी वजह से आपका negative without not feeling happy about yourself. So बस surrounding आपको affect surrounding आपको affect कर भी और नहीं इसलिए what gets any today चलिए what इसके everybody done or we are on to the process of internally exploring ourselves. We are exploring internally. There are things we can't do much about, but there are things we can't. We can do something about the killing way. These are clarity. We can still do something about it. Because when you have really felt that people are losing power over us. Again, you were really helpless but it's power. It's body maladaptive concept. So something to ask. Are we done? That would be great. So when we talk, how many of these emotions were negative? Just give me numbers. Don't tell me them. कितने emotions थे? पांच में से कितने negative? So out of 6, 3 out of 6. 52. Anybody else? जिनकी majorly negative emotion. 6 out of 10. Anybody else? बाकी सबके इमोशंस है महसूस कर रहे हो अपने आप को हम कहाँ बैठे हैं वैसी चलना की दो है so you're active you're living right now we're matching the vibes but बाकी कुछ इमोशंस जो लेके हैं उनमें से नेगेटिव है it's out of it that's major portion of the Anybody else? One out of it. Good. Hey, John. Right approach to life. Different मिल आया तो मुझे लगता है इमोशन की टाइम में तो कहना है सही है इमोशंस की कैसी है काफी है Anybody else? Right? Oh. We'll come to this now. Eat the list. अभी इस सारी लिस्ट से कुछ होने वाला These are like strategies which can help you improve your mental health and emotional health. कितने लोग टाइम पे सोते हैं बाकी सब क्या ask yourself आप क्या करते हैं how many people have a very strong resilience like so resilience का मतलब होता है कि मैं बहुत सारे मुश्किल हालात से भी पॉजिटिवली निकल हाथ कम होते हैं how many people have really strong connections to rely on जिनको आप जाके बता सकते हैं जिसने ये किया जिसने वो किया जिसने ये किया और फिर मैंने ये और आगे से सुनने को कोई बैठा take out time to either walk or listen to music or go to gym or watch Netflix or do anything which is just calm down in a day every good what is it for activity? Because for a gratitude journal. Gratitude journal is thanking for what you have in your life, right? This particular day has everything which is possible. So gratitude means कि मैं शुक्र अदा करने की तकलीफ मेरे पास अभी लाइफ as a blessing. कितने लोग बहुत gratitude करते हैं appreciate करता हूँ कि तो अभी लाइफ every single day. बाकी लोग जो नहीं करते वो अब करते हैं बात ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं बचा मेरे पास इसलिए आपके पास बाहर घर जाके टीचर करा के अच्छे से so what we're doing is we're writing down today particularly आज अभी इसके बाद any 3 to 5 things which we're grateful for things that we're proud of just write down These are the two parts you want it to write. Things that you feel like you're a blessing or you're grateful or you're thankful for, and things जिनके लिए आप अभी फिलहाल proud हैं अपने बारे में, right? 3 to 5. A gratitude journal, basically, what does it mean? If we are appreciating our life with whatever we have right now, कभी-कभी नाचना हो जाता है, ऐसा होता है? We do not really appreciate what we have. We like और चाहिए, ये और चाहिए, वो और चाहिए, कुछ ना कुछ और चाहिए. So gratitude allows you to be thankful for the blessing that you have right now in front of you and live in the present. Brings you in the situation right now, makes you realize you have enough, and anything that you want in future will be in addition to the parts which I have. Researchers show कि अगर आप 1 महीने में continuous gratitude journal बना रहे हो ना, तो आपका stress तकरीबन 70% or 30% है. That's the most positive impact about gratitude. So if you're thanking for everything every single day and you're happy for a reason, your stress would automatically, because जिस चीज के बारे में आप परेशान हैं, उस चीज के बारे में आप परेशान हैं या उस वक्त प्राउड फील नहीं कर रहे हैं, it will make you realize that you were supposed to think better about it. This is an activity you will take home and do it. This is something I'm giving to you to take it home. Are we done? Are we thankful for something? किसके पास gratitude पे लिखने के लिए कोई that's what they're there for. किसी के पास blessings वाली चीज है, मुझे फील नहीं हो रहा कुछ blessings है right now like मतलब कुछ positive चाहिए, फिर कुछ भी experiment thankful. Anyway, we all have something to be thankful for. Good. That's a good start. Getting up this life because I want to make sure we come to the product. और ये question and answer बीच में इतना लंबा हो गया at the end दूर हो गया बहुत. So we are skipping a few slides, then we come into stress. The second part of this particular day today was stress. इसके लिए अब sometimes क्योंकि हम चाहते हैं कि कम stress. So when we talking about stress, most of you are working, right? Job stress, how does it impact your life? Job stress would also be stress. People who are handling household work, like the job that they're doing, they manage. कैसा भी होता है, उस stress takes part of life. I really like that. Anything else? Right. So इसलिए कहते हैं कि आप वो काम करें जो आपको पसंद. Otherwise, we do know common sources of stress. Let's just skip it. Let's come to the act. ये है मस्त. मुझे बड़ा मजा आने वाला है, आपको नहीं आने वाला. So what we're doing is we're starting off with deep breathing. सांस तो आप सब लेते, but we will really focus on our breath. किसने कभी meditation की deep breathing की है? Meditation की है? How many? Okay. Do you know what deep breathing is? That's it. So I'm giving you instructions, and along with that, जो आपके सारे negative emotions जो आपने पहले pile up किए थे, we'll be focusing on reducing them. ठीक है? So अब तक जो activities were in there were to initiate सारी negativity बाहर लाना, paper पे लिखना, quickly सारी negativity on the paper. Now we're relieving that particular negativity, and then there will be another game which will be reducing that. So deep breathing is that I will be inhaling from the nose and counting from 4, 3, 2, 1 in a very, very slow way. इतना आप रोक सकते, इतना इतना सांस ले सकते, इतना slowly and exactly, and then you take a little break. इतना आप रोक सकते, then you slowly exit. While you're doing this, please make sure कि आप सीधे मेरा नहीं loud सीधी बैठना है, because when you are focusing on deep breathing, आपके muscles be involved. The muscles are totally. जब आपकी muscles involved है, आपकी muscles clean होगा. जब आप उनसे होते हैं relax करो, कहते हैं मैं relax नहीं कर. But it's a fight going on. That's one. Second, अभी तो I'm not giving you the background music, but generally you can use the background. So what we're doing here, we make a 5-minute deep breathing activity. The activity basically entails taking very slowly negating your breath, focusing on that particular breath, next, and just पूरे duration में मुझे कुछ नहीं, मुझे बस उस breath पे focus करना है. So my inhales are the projects, and not to put a timer, because I will let you practice. So anything which might be disturbing, like maybe कुर्सी की comfortability नहीं, या फिर shoes मुझे बहुत लगता है, या फिर क्लास मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा irritate करता है. Anything which is disturbing you, right? Which you want to take off. Yeah, maybe your shoe, maybe wallet निकाल देना, इससे बड़ी डिस्टर्बेंस होती है. नहीं, maybe right diet watch, maybe like anything that you feel would be distracting or disturbing or it's irritation. So the next 5 minutes, you bring a little time up. I'll be doing deep, you'll be focusing or about it. You can close your eyes. You cannot close your eyes. You won't have confidence. You can feel as comfortable as you can in your chair. Apni jagah. I'd also appreciate if none of the phones are vibrating for other ring now, because I don't want to be stuck thinking. The time starts. Are we done? Feel book? It's on a kiya. Sabal vacuum for batein. Anybody else? Koi reaction? Kuch feel hua? Bhook lagi? Any other thing that you felt specifically the day that day? The feeling of it? It is about you. Something like fast, pretty much. Feel like two more. Anybody else? किसी को भूख लगी तो मैंने अपने लिए टाइम निकालना आसान नहीं लगता. Interestingly, so this particularly what this does is this kind of relieves you from thinking about this stress 20%. And जब आपको बहुत ज़्यादा reaction feel हो रहा होता है, if you move through breathing exercise, just calm down from the particular situation. And so in a situation जहाँ पे आप now let's come to the balloon part. आपके पास अपने नेगेटिव इमोशन लिखे हुए थे, उसको अलग से छोटे छोटे टिप्स बनाओ. In addition, you can also write why that negative emotion was happening. And also you can write a negative emotion की वजह से कोई impact हुआ है. You can have that write that down. So already हम negative emotion identify कर चुके हैं पहले से. बनाइएगा कहानी वाला पेपर ना ठीक है, दूसरों को बताना भी नहीं है, तो मैं तो और सीक्रेट हो गया था. Very mindful. अभी डन? Okay. You have balloons in front of you. इसके अंदर ये डाल छोटे छोटे जितने भी टिप्स आप इस बलून को खिलाए, जितना फटना नहीं चाहिए 10 मिनट के ऊपर पास. This balloon has all the negativity. Don't do that. It's the confidential. This balloon has all your negativity going inside. So the energy that you're putting outside, जो सारी आप निकाल रहे हैं energy, वो है आपकी balloon के अंदर आपकी negative energy जा रही है. Just feel that all of the negative emotion that you were feeling a while ago is inside that particular balloon. Just feel relief when you're going in. किसको balloon के फटने पे डर लगता है, आवाज से या balloon किसी को लगता है, और feel that we know when I about balloon की इतना फुलाएगा तो फट भी सकता. अच्छा, जिनको डर लगता है वो की सा साइड पे जाए, तब जाने के आपको महसूस के फट जाए. जिनको फर्स्ट होने की प्रॉब्लम है, मेजर प्रॉब्लम है, वो प्लीज मेजर प्रॉब्लम about a people. But your negative emotion is on the floor, all bursted, बहुत हवा नेगेटिव हो चुकी है, काफी नेगेटिविटी करती ना, वहाँ पे सारी हवा निकलती थी, फिर वो हवा निकलती गई, तो सब नेगेटिव हो गया. Now, do you feel better about the negative emotion? The next time you have part something, make sure you have a lot of balloons blowing your tension thing. Do that. ठीक है. Coming back to stress activity, do you feel relieved from what you came in, and now by the end of the session, because we're about to wrap it up? Okay. We need to maintain our mental health, because obviously बात है, जब हमारे ऊपर इतना ज़्यादा चीजें आती थी, जब mental health हमारी से जितना हो, obviously all things in our life will be procrastinated. We'll be feeling aggressive. We'll not be handling our life really well. And we will be not feeling better about people enough. So we did this activity to wrap it up, because इतनी सारी चीजें मैंने आपके सेक्शन में छिपे की हैं, which were your negative emotions, which was your daily life routine, which was your stress. Everything you had to somewhere just pop up from. So when you go from there, the idea is that you at least leave for the next whatever while it has an impact, which will have a temporary impact, will not have a very long impact. But if you utilize these particular activities that you've done, things might generate in a longer term. ठीक है. अब हमने सोचा कि हम आपसे पूछें कि आप अपनी मेंटल हेल्थ को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए, मेंटल वेलबींग को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए इनमें से कौन सी चीजें अपनी डेली लाइफ में करना चाहते हैं या कर रहे हैं ऑलरेडी. So let's just raise how many people exercise regularly or plan to do it in future now? Okay. More hands. How many people are already sleeping for 6 hours? How many people plan to do that in future? Addition one. How many people do actual fun activities in that? The free, chilling, anything to have fun? How many people plan to do it in anything which is entertainment is fun? How many people already are eating healthy and have a very good healthy lifestyle? How many people are planning to do that? How many people are already socializing with their friends, their parents, their siblings, meeting on a regular basis? And cats. How many people are planning that doing great? How many people do self-talk? You only self-talk नहीं कहाँ पे आप अपने आप से you only self-talk कहाँ पे हम देख के अपना appreciate. How many people do self-talk? You need your own expert advice. That's all. How many people think it's a good idea and they should be it best? You need your own expert advice. मुझसे कहता है मुझे कोई नहीं पता. तो मेरे जो अंदर का थेरेपिस्ट है उसने बताना क्या? There is something inside. हम उसे भी बहुत अच्छी एडवाइस देते हैं, लेकिन नहीं बात करना. So let's do the third person inside yourself and get that third person out and tell you, ये करना है. And let's work. Right? How many people after this particular session feel an improvement in their own self-image? इनको already psychiatric अपना concept find out. How many people think that it's changed or will change in the near future? Will be better. How many people already respect us? How many people plan to do that in future? Great. So we'll do a feedback now, and that's an end to the session. If you have any question other than what we were discussing, we can talk once we've ended the whole online video, which we have done, right? So we'll have questions on that. Right. So we'll be ending it here, wrapping it up, expecting that something has changed. I'm expecting that it will stay in the future if you utilize particular things that we've thought about, right? Okay, great. Okay, so attending sessions का मतलब होता है कि मैंने जिंदगी में एक change लाई है, but वो temporary change. Consistency is really important. I want to change myself for an hour, 2 hours, maybe a day, for a week. But अगर मैं वापस ये unhealthy routine में जा रही हूँ, that means I'm not keeping the consistency in myself. So what you need to do is you need to develop consistency. Other, for example, I develop a healthy routine, or वो healthy routine work with a and then I'm like, I don't need it. You're already coming back to the maladaptive phase that you were there. वो maladaptive area जहाँ पे आप negative emotions create करते, negative situations create करते, आप वापस नहीं आएंगे. So consistency बहुत important. अगर मैंने कुछ इस सेशन से डेवलप किया है अपने अंदर, कुछ अडैप्ट किया है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने एक्सरसाइज सीखी है या मैंने ग्रैटिट्यूड वर्क, राइट, the good part is that you take it over and implement in your real life. जब आप रियल लाइफ में इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर रहे तो सेशन का इफेक्ट शायद घंटे 2 घंटे 3 घंटे रहेगा, because that's the effect can create. It's a personalized session. If you got a longer term impact, आपको अपनी लाइफ के अंदर कुछ चीज डेवलप करने पड़ेंगे जो आपको लग रहा है कि सेशन की ड्यूरेशन बहुत नहीं. You need to create a consistency in it. That is the importance. That was a question by Tuba. Any other question that we have? We should wrap it up. Great.